So I thought this would be just a great opportunity to kind of chat, right? Just sit and chat. I know many states now are opened up with COVID-19, but unfortunately, we're hearing cases are spiking again. I know here in Florida, the numbers are going up again. So I'm hoping you're all still being careful with the hand washing and the face masks when we go out, doing the best we can to stay healthy. While you're locked in too, also you should be eating healthy, because you got to keep our immune systems boosted up, take your supplements, and do everything you can to stay as healthy as possible so that you won't fall victim to the COVID-19. But I've been hearing emails from people who tell me they've recovered. So if you've recovered from COVID-19, we'd like to hear from you. I like to hear those positive stories. Actually, I had some friends of mine told me that they kind of felt a little funny a few weeks ago. They weren't feeling right, but then they shook it off. So then when testing was fully available in their area, they got tested. And guess what? They were positive for COVID-19. So they kind of got it, but fought it off pretty quickly. So I know other people that were sick. A good friend of mine, Reverend Terry Genzimer, he's from the Charismatic Episcopal Church. He and his wife both got COVID-19. They actually, back in January, went to the Philippines on a mission trip. Then they, in February, went to LA. And then they came back the end of February from LA, and guess what? They came back sick as could be with COVID-19. And they were sick for a good 6 weeks. But they toughed it out, and they never had to be hospitalized, thanks be to God. And they fought through COVID-19. So I think, we hear so much about the deaths and the hospitalizations and ventilators. I think it's time, let's talk about some positive stories about those who did get COVID-19 and recuperated. I almost want to get a page of recuperating testimonies, because I think people need to hear that. And what we're not hearing is how many people just got the regular old darn flu this winter. And of course, some people died, but lots of people get the flu every year and recover. So I'd like to start a little thing where we hear recovery stories. I think that would be awesome. So, well, let's see if we have any questions now in the hopper. I've been talking for a few minutes, and let's see if some questions have come in. Okay, the first one is from June Stone, and she said, on Facebook, you featured a free book by Anthony DeStefano called The Donkey No One Could Ride. I went to order it at Priest Life, couldn't find it. How can I get this book for my great-grandchildren? Well, first of all, The Donkey No One Could Ride, we're currently out of stock on it. But if you do go to orders@priestsforlife.org, just send me a message there, an email, just orders@priestsforlife.org, and just tell me you would like the donkey book, and give us, of course, your address. Some people just will say, yeah, Janet, send me the book, and they forgot to give me the address, okay? So orders@priestsforlife.org, tell me you'd like the donkey book, but you also might like Anthony's newest book is about Mary's wardrobe. It's an amazing new children's book. So if you'd like that too, I'd be happy, June, to send it to you. So again, orders@priestsforlife.org, and we'll do what I can to get the book out to you, okay? Let's see, this is Joni. Okay, I know 2 people who are on ventilators and left the hospital to go live their lives. Okay, see? This is what we need to hear, positive stories. These people were on the vent, and they recovered. God bless. Thank you for that message. Okay, let's get another question. Okay, Lake Gazer, and his question is, hi, is Father Walter Quinn still involved in Priests for Life? Oh, Father Quinn. We used to call him, his nickname, Father Q. Unfortunately, Father Q passed away several years ago. He died right before the March for Life. So we were at the March for Life when his funeral was happening. So none of us could get to his funeral because we were already at the March for Life. So I know that would have made him happy that, we skipped the funeral because we're at the March for Life, which is where he would have preferred to have been, obviously. But Father Quinn worked for us for many years. And the last few years of his life, he did have to retire from Priests for Life, so to speak. And he lived at the monastery where he lived, St. Thomas Aquinas Monastery at Villanova. And he still kept touch with us. Oh, we have these pastoral team meetings. And the way you guys are all using Zoom now, Father Q used to call in and say hello to everybody. And matter of fact, our nickname for Father Quinn was the grandfather of Priests for Life. So we loved having him. And believe me, he spoke in so many parishes. And believe me, if Father Quinn was here with this election cycle, boy, oh boy, would he be out with a strong message. He used to tell people, you can't vote your pocketbook. You have to vote principles, and the Catholic principles, like abortion #1. And he used to say things like, if a candidate's in favor of abortion, there's no way you can vote for them, you know? So we love the years that Father Quinn worked here at Priests for Life. And I actually have a picture of him, and I keep it in my office on my bookshelf. And every morning I kind of like say hi to him. Hey, Father Q, how am I doing? I ask him. So thank you for your question. And like I said, we miss him greatly, but I know he's with the Lord. Okay. Leslie writes, what can I do to help pro-life candidates get elected in November? Oh boy, Leslie, I can tell you a whole bunch of things. Well, the first thing is we have a full-time staff person. His name is Byron White, and he's coordinating all our election activities. And right now we need volunteers, all right? So I want you to go to a form, Leslie. It's called prolifevolunteer.com. That's prolifevolunteer.com. Fill out the form, and then Byron will be in touch with you, because we have weekly Zoom calls for people who want to be on our election team. And every week we cover a different topic, a different thing you can do, training. I mean, right now we're heavy into voter registration, but there's a lot to be done for this election. And we've got to really, really wake people up. So again, go to prolifevolunteer.com, fill out that form, and Byron and our team will be in touch with you. Okay, Joni has a thing. Janet, you and your staff on Priests for Life do a great job. God bless. Oh, thank you, Joni. Thank you. Okay, another question. Mark, is there a specific way to get early notifications when broadcasts are coming up live on Abortion TV from your studios? Okay, Mark. Well, first of all, we do have a schedule. And if you go to endabortion.tv, on the sidebar there, every day we have the schedule up, and really it's the whole week schedule of what we're airing. But to give you an overview, every morning at 10 a.m., we do have Mass. Now, some mornings, and we usually try to announce that at 9:15, Father Pavone will do a special, and but that's not every day. And sometimes, like say last Friday on Juneteenth, Father Pavone and Alveda King led prayers at 9:15, but by 10 a.m. it's always the Mass, and then sometimes we do a holy hour following the Mass, and then in the afternoon we come back at 3 p.m., and that always has the Divine Mercy Chaplain and Rosary, and then I come on with programming at 3:30. So I do the programming on Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, Just Ask Janet. Friday, I'm back with another show. And then on Wednesdays, we have Pro-Life Praise with Alveda King. She does every Wednesday. And then at 6 o'clock at night, it kind of cycles and repeats. So at 6 o'clock, we repeat the Mass. And then we do the, what do we do at 7 o'clock? I'm trying to think. I forgot. I think it's the Rosary and Chaplet again. And then 8 o'clock is, no, I may be wrong. Anyway, check the schedule. And then 9 o'clock every night lately, Father Pavone does a live thing like what I'm doing, only he does a teaching on a topic. So again, if you just go to endabortion.tv, look at the sidebar, that's where we publish. And if there's any change, any specific day to the schedule, we let you know. But the Mass is basically now 7 days a week, 10 a.m. And then from there, you can look at the thing to see what else is coming up that day. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. Okay, this comes from Balguma Matat, I think. Hi, Mrs. Janet. I hope you don't mind if I ask you some questions. If a woman had a bilateral ligation, is it considered abortion? Even though it is a medical advice because it will cause death if they get pregnant again. Now, I don't know about your country, but that to me sounds like a tubal ligation. Well, for Catholics, okay, tubal ligation is permanently sterilizing you. And so, yes, that would be against your faith, all right, not to do that. I know many women have gotten tubal ligations, and therefore when they become aware later on that they shouldn't have done it, that it was against, most people, when they go and do it, they don't realize that, number one, it's not good for your health. Number two, that you know, that it's not in line with the church's teaching. So then, you bring it to confession, you're forgiven, and you can kind of move on from that. But your point there about the woman is told if she's going to get pregnant again, she could die for what, I don't know what the complications are. I don't know what the health reasons were. But that's not the case. I mean, there is what they call natural family planning, which is like super effective. And that's what you would recommend. If you look up Pope Paul VI Institute, Google that. They have doctors all over the United States that teach NFP. And really, that's the more natural way to, prevent pregnancy within your marriage. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. Next question. All right. June, if the COVID vaccine contains aborted stem cells, should we not get it? Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, that obviously is a matter of fact, I just read something today about this whole thing. First of all, we don't know what they're doing to develop the vaccine. So let's just put that to the side, all right? But what I did read, I think it was Human Life International, again, Google them. They put out something just today about this. And they said that when they use these old stem lines that have been around for a decade or more, it's not as, I don't know how to say as bad, but it's not the same, I don't know, it's almost like a diluted effect than if they were using current aborted baby cells, all right? So you might want to look into that more. And I think what we have to do is let's just wait till they get the vaccine, and then we can evaluate it. If there's anything illicit about taking the vaccine. I mean, I know people don't even pay attention to our issue or saying, heck, if they have a vaccine, I don't know if I'm going to get it because it's not proven. We don't know any side effects. And maybe it's just easier to be very healthy and stay, clean and sterilize and sanitize than take the vaccine. So I think we still have ways to go to see what the vaccine might look like, okay? And then we'll take it from there. But thank you for that question. Okay, another question. Are the election guide cards still available in order to choose a candidate for the election who is pro-life? Okay, great question. Okay, so here's the answer. I want you to go to a simple website, ivoterguide.com. It's ivoterguide.com. This is, first of all, is a 501c3 friendly site. And you can Google your state and your area, and they will show you, there we go, we're showing it now. They will show you the candidates that are currently running. Right now, they've been covering a lot of the primaries, and they'll show the Democrat and the Republican, and you can look at them both, and you can see by their scores and the rating they've given the candidate, you'll know who's the pro-life candidate. And the reason this is 501c3 friendly, well, it depends on how you're looking at it. If you're really looking for the pro-abortion candidate, well, if you look at the same iVoter guide, you could tell which candidates are more pro-abortion and which are more pro-life. So I highly recommend it. It's updated every single week. They keep adding and adding more candidate information. Father Frank and I recommend this to everybody. iVoterguide.com. Just go there, look around, and just keep going back to it. And definitely, before you cast your ballot, study the candidates at ivoterguide.com. Now, if you want to know another way to study candidates too, is most candidates have a website. And if you go to their website, look to see who's contributing to that candidate, all right? Because if the candidate's getting money from Planned Parenthood or other groups there that are supporting abortion, then you know where that candidate stands, even if they don't have a voting record yet. That's a good, very good, useful way to see a candidate where they stand based on who's donating to them. So that's another way to look under the hood and see where a candidate stands, okay? Next question. Okay, I'm sorry, Janet. Is a supportive action to abort or is to help to have the baby and the money is for the cost of surgery and everything that has to see with it? I mean, for the couple that have a baby and are expecting a baby with spina bifida. Okay, I think I know what you're trying to get to. You're saying the couple already has one child and now they're pregnant with another baby and the baby has spina bifida. First of all, if the baby is diagnosed in utero with spina bifida, there is surgery. I know what you're referring to. There is surgery that can be done that can repair the spina bifida. So you're questioning the cost. I know there are groups that will help you get that surgery if you know who the person is. First of all, you could start by, there's the organization of pro-life OBGYNs, and you can Google them and find ask them for some advice, but they will be able to find doctors that can point you in the right direction where they can perform that surgery in utero, which by the way is very successful because they're finding out where they can heal the spina bifida in utero now. And also too, even when those babies are born, there's still other surgeries that they can do to basically correct spina bifida. Matter of fact, when I was raising my twins, there was another lady that belonged to the Twins Club with me, and one of her twins, they didn't know about that surgery back then. And the baby was born with spina bifida, but I have to tell you, she had 1 or 2 surgeries, and she lived a perfectly normal, productive life. So don't feel like you're trapped. You're never trapped. There's always a way out. There's always medical help available. And no one should have to choose like that to destroy the life of that child just because it might be born with spina bifida. And again, there are doctors that will provide the services. There's, financial help available. Just check for the pro-life OBGYNs, start there. And then from there, they'll point you in the right direction. Okay. All right. Wow, a lot of questions today, huh? A lot of things burning on people's minds. Well, also here, at Priest for Life, we're busy as ever before. For example, we're doing now this programming on the internet, so this takes time. I have staff here that are here in the studio with me at the controls and doing different things. And so we're quite busy and looking forward to maybe as things ease up, we'll eventually get back on the road. But I'll tell you, I'm getting so much more done now staying here at the office, and I get to talk to people like you. So I kind of think it's cool. Oh, here's this question. It's Leslie LaRue, and she says, do you have a list of what businesses and organizations are pro-choice, pro-life on any of your sites? Oh my goodness. Well, it depends. No, there's not just one-stop shopping, one list. It's kind of like, there's so many organizations out there. I think what you're trying to figure out is does an organization have ties to the abortion industry? Okay, so like, for example, Susan G. Komen, we all know about that one, right? That they, even though they're supposedly trying to do breast cancer research, fight breast cancer, they give money to Planned Parenthood, all right? And their guise about doing that is, we give money to Planned Parenthood because they do mammograms. Now, that's a lie. Planned Parenthood does not do one mammogram. They don't have one piece of mammogram equipment to do mammograms in any of their abortion clinics. What they do is they give you a referral slip to go someplace to get the mammo. So what you can really do, like I said, with the candidates, if you want to know if an organization is pro-life or pro-choice, or I like to say pro-abortion, look on their website, look to see who they donate to, who they're supporting, all right? And unfortunately, there are so many companies out there currently that do give to Planned Parenthood. It's very, very difficult to kind of function in our world without finding somebody that's giving money to Planned Parenthood. So for example, I use this thing because I know we like to try to avoid, like for example, Starbucks, we know. Starbucks gives to Planned Parenthood 100%, okay? They're big donors to Planned Parenthood and to a lot of other very liberal causes. So what do? Well, you kind of have to weigh this out. Example, Starbucks gives to Planned Parenthood, and you're at a conference, right? And right across the street, there's a Starbucks. And you're on your coffee break, and you can run out and get your coffee and get your muffin and get back into the conference. And let's say Dunkin' Donuts doesn't give to Planned Parenthood. I'm not 100% sure about Dunkin' Donuts. You could go look that one up. But Dunkin' Donuts is 15 minutes away. So now, as being a pro-lifer, are you going to go across the street to Starbucks, or are you going to get in your car and drive to Dunkin' Donuts? the suggestion that Father Frank and I give is go to Starbucks, only because you might miss the conference, the next speaker, which will help you to do more to bring it into abortion than just grabbing that cup of coffee and coming back. You understand? So you waste more time and more energy trying to avoid Starbucks as opposed to getting your snack and getting right back in so that you can take copious notes at the next talk and learn more about how to bring it into abortion. So we avoid it when we can, but you can't make yourself nuts, okay? What you can do, though, is write a letter, tell a company, years ago, American Express gave money to Planned Parenthood. And this was in the 90s, all right? And Father Pavone and I and other pro-life leaders, we got involved in saying, like, you know what? We have to stop American Express from doing this. So we started this whole campaign. It was so funny. American Express used to have these, I call them business reply little cards, right? That you could fill it out and seal it and then drop it in the mailbox, right? And it was supposed to be an application to get an American Express credit card, right? So we had a campaign. We had people getting these by the stacks, right? And what they did was, instead of filling it out for the credit card, they would put out a magic marker, stop donating to Planned Parenthood, and then fold it and drop it in the mail. Now, two things were happening. One, American Express had to pay for that business reply card to come back to them. So they were being charged for that card, to be returned to them by the post office. But now they opened it up and there wasn't a credit card application. It was just, stop giving to Planned Parenthood. Stop giving to Planned Parenthood. This was a huge campaign. I mean, it went on for, I think, about a year. People were really focused in on doing this. Every time they found these applications, same message, send it in. Well, guess what? They stopped donating to Planned Parenthood because they said, you know what? This is not worth it. There's obviously a groundswell of people here that, don't want to, support Planned Parenthood, us to support Planned Parenthood. So, like, why not? We'll just give our donation elsewhere. Now, speaking about donations, do you know you can help support Priests for Life on Amazon? Yes. There's a thing called Amazon Smile. And you can designate Priests for Life as a donation. What Amazon does, it's like 0.5% of your sale goes to that whatever charity you select. So if you select Priests for Life, then at the end of your purchase, it'll say thank you, and you'll know that 1% or 0.5% of the total will go to Priests for Life. Guess what? If you're currently not shopping on Amazon Smile and just shopping on straight Amazon, then you're letting Amazon decide where your donation will go. That's not good. Because what if they're given to Planned Parenthood or a bunch of other things that you wouldn't think are so wonderful? This is a great opportunity. I'd like you to think about doing that. If you're an Amazon shopper, just go to Amazon Smile, and then you could designate Priests for Life as your charity. So this way, you're actually diverting money away from Planned Parenthood and other not so savory maybe groups that they automatically, okay, 0.5% of every dollar that you spend on Amazon goes to charity. That's what they do. That's charitable gift. That's what Amazon does. So by directing it or selecting Priests for Life, you're guaranteeing that 0.5% of your purchase won't go to maybe something that you wouldn't be in favor of. So anyway. Think about donating to Priests for Life on Amazon Smile. I know I do it, and it's so easy because, Google Amazon Smile, all right? Because every time I place my order, instead of going directly straight up to Amazon, I make sure I always go to Google and put Amazon Smile, and I click there, and then it remembers me, and remembers my account. And when it comes up on the bar in the upper left, it says, that I'm currently donating to Priests for Life. It says it right on my Amazon page. So you have that assurance that it works, it's really happening. So it's great. So I'd love for everyone watching here, spread the word. If people shop on Amazon, you can donate to Priests for Life. It's kind of cool. I was so shocked when I found out about it, and I've been spreading the word ever since. So it's another way of helping support our ministry and funneling donations our way. So I want to thank you for that. That's awesome. Well, Let me think what else. Any other questions? Let's see. No, I see people saying hi to me. Great. Hey, let's get some more COVID-19 positive stories, though. I'd love to see when people have recuperated these positive stories. I think they're awesome because I think people can get very upset and down about that. And oh, here, someone else is commenting. The cases have increased because more testing. Yes, however, today I heard the death rates from COVID-19 are way, way down. Positive news. That's right, Laura. And that is true. Like even here in Florida, like right up the street from our office practically, I could just go and get tested if I wanted to. And that is what's happening. More and more people are being tested. So they're saying, yes, there are more positive cases. But like I explained earlier, there were some people who kind of got a little sick and shook it off. And then when testing became available, for the heck of it, they went and got tested. And it turns out they had it, but they really fought the COVID-19 and were fine. So, I mean, I'm hoping and praying I don't get it. I'm doing everything possible. But, you know, I really think it's about being smart right now, really following the protocols, the social distancing, being smart when we go in shopping. You know, I keep one of those little hand sanitizers in my car. So when I have my mask on and when I go into the store, come back from shopping, I just kind of lather my hands practically in that sanitizer, you know. So, you know, that's the main thing. Just be cautious and don't do anything crazy. And, you know, I think we just have to take it week by week and see what's going on. All communities are different. Like here in Brevard County, where our Priest Life office is, we're from, of the list of all the counties in the state of Florida, we're third from the bottom. We have a very low number of cases here. There's a lot more cases down in Miami-Dade County and up in Orange County by the airport, by Disney, by Universal. So, you know, we just have to, like I said, we're lucky where we live right now. Oh, another comment here. My mother-in-law, who was in an assisted living facility, did not get COVID-19. That's right. Yeah, one of the girls here at Priest for Life, her dad is in an assisted living place, and none of the residents have gotten COVID-19. And so, you know, they're really following very, very tight protocols. And I have to say, here at Priest for Life, we only opened, I think, about 2 weeks ago when we went into phase 2. Before that, our staff was telecommuting from home. But we go around, we have the little temperature device, you know, put it near everyone's forehead. We take everyone's temperature in the morning. And we have hand sanitizer all over. And when we're in our own office, of course, we don't have to wear our mask. But then when we walk about the building to go to the restroom or go to in the hallway or whatever, we put on our masks. And we have our meetings via Zoom, even for the staff that's here, so that we're not all gathered in one conference room right now. We use Zoom conferencing, both for our staff that works here and for our staff and pastoral associates that are all over the country. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways of staying safe and throughout this thing. And I think it's going to start dying down soon, because I think people are just anxious, very anxious to get back to what they call life as normal. I don't like that phrase, the new normal. I don't think masks are going to be the new normal permanently. Okay, I think somehow we're going to get over this, and we're going to find a vaccine, and we're going to do better. So, well, thank you for joining me today, and tune in again next Thursday. Keep those questions coming. And the lady who wanted that book, don't forget, orders at priestforlife.org. Don't forget Amazon Smile. Thanks, and God bless.